Hey gang, thanks for tuning in. I really like making these type of videos because I do quite a few reviews on this channel, and sometimes people think I don't use them. So I'm going to be showing you folks these two coolers that I've reviewed this year and kind of give you my thoughts on both of them and what might be best for you and how they've worked. So the first cooler that I reviewed back in May, so I've had this for, I don't know, maybe 4 months, is this SetPower, like my dog, is my SetPower DT55. This cooler has set right here on this little table out here in Texas in the summer outside for 4 months straight. We kind of use this as our outdoor cooler, and we've got this side full of just everyday drinks and this side full of we got a few mom and dad drinks, but mainly just sodas. So we use this cooler out here kind of like as a second fridge to store all of these drinks. It has rained, it has been over 100 degrees, it hasn't been covered, and it is working just fine. The temperature has been maintaining exactly what I set it at. I keep both zones here at 36 and 34 because this one's a little bit bigger size than that left side, if you can kind of tell here. But both LEDs are working fine. The foam gaskets, and of course we have a helicopter flying right over. Okay. The foam gaskets have held up really well. Again, this is only 4 months old, but it's how long I've had the cooler. And again, it's been outside in some pretty extreme weather here in Texas. And it seals up just great. I've had no leaks in it. Again, it just works. It's got a 3-year warranty. If you're looking at a cooler, guys, after all the ones that I've reviewed throughout the last few years, I think SetPower is the best bang for your buck. It's got a really good warranty, and they're actually owned by IceCo, so you know they make good coolers, extremely expensive coolers, but they don't use quite the same compressor as an IceCo, but they're still fantastic coolers. Again, I haven't even worried about any of the vents on the side. It's just done great. The one thing I don't like about this cooler, because we're going to compare it to this is the RF30. This one's a little bit smaller cooler. This particular cooler will not fit in the back of my truck with the tonneau cover, so keep that in mind. If I put this in the back of my truck and want to lower or pull back the tonneau cover going on a trip, it's too tall. In fact, it's about 23¼ inches, and it is just enough height to where the underneath ribs of my tonneau cover hit the top, and I can't fully close my tonneau cover. So that's kind of a bummer, but it is a 59-quart cooler, so it is a bigger cooler, but I think they chose to go taller instead of wider to get that 59 quarts on this particular cooler. Now, right now, it's at a pretty good price. Let's see, so I don't lie to you. It's 319 bucks on Amazon. Yeah, that's a lot of money, but compare it to some IceCos or some Dometics or whatever you want in the 59-quart range. 319 bucks with the 3-year warranty. That's a pretty good price. But do not get this if you have, at least in my F250, F150, Chevys, Dodges, I don't know, maybe they have different height side rails, but on an F250, I cannot close the tonneau cover because that is too tall. But everything else about that cooler is great. Moving over here to the RF30, this is what I've used exclusively, with the exception of about maybe 2 episodes, this cooler. This cooler right here, to me, is the absolute perfect size for me. For a 1 or 2 night getaway, I can fit all of my food in one zone. I can fit, I've even used this left-hand zone right here as to hold my ice. So I can set that as a freezer, and I've actually got ice to put in my drinks. It worked great. Again, the foam gasket is still intact, and I've used this probably 8 or 9 times throughout the summer. Easy to read screen. That's what I love about these SetPowers, is each screen has its own temperature setting, up or down. You don't have to go double press buttons and do a lot of fiddling to get each different zone set. Really simple user interface, and it just works well. But I just wanted to let you guys know that I do use these coolers. The DT55 has done great out here. You know, I was kind of worried about it being out in the elements for so long, especially in this heat. I guess just rock and roll very well. This little RF30 has done great. Have no complaints about either cooler. The only negative that I have found on both of these coolers is this is just a little too tall to put in the back of my F250, like I said. But other than that, They both work great. They both hold their temperature. When you set it to 32 degrees, you can pretty much rest assured that inside that cooler is going to be 32 degrees. I've had some Bouge RVs, I've had some Blue Eddy coolers, you name it. You can set that temperature gauge, but the inside temperature is not necessarily very close to what that temperature gauge says on the outside of that LCD screen. Every SetPower that I've had has been within 1 to 4 degrees of what I've set it at. So they're very accurate, in my opinion, on the ones that I've had. You might have different experience with your coolers, but at least for these SetPowers and the few that I've had in the past, they've all been very accurate. In fact, this, let's see, this RF30 right now, let me give you a price and I'll put the picture up, is 32 quarts, $299. So that's kind of, pricing's a little weird. For the 55 quart, it's $20 more than the smaller RF30. They both have Bluetooth. You can both control them from your phone. I don't know if that's a gimmick or not. I typically, honestly, don't ever use the Bluetooth setting. I guess it's nice to have if you don't want to go physically walk to the cooler to change the temperature setting or whatever, but they both do have Bluetooth. They both have 3-year warranties, and they both just done really well throughout this summer of me camping. So I'll leave a link for both of these if you want to look at them. I think now's kind of when they start to go on sale because we're kind of over camping season or over summertime. So if you're going to pick up a cooler, I think now might be a good time to do it. And these are, I've used them both and they both work really well. So again, the DT55, the SetPower RF30, both good coolers, both recommend them if you, whatever your need is. So anyway, guys, just wanted to do an update, a follow-up to these reviews that I've done in the past on these coolers. I'm still using them. I still trust them with my food on camping, and they still work. They both work very, very well. So guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you soon.